Welcome to a lesson with Dr. Powell. Let's take a look at how we can find the equation or an equation that describes all the points on a circle. So a circle is all the points that are the same distance away from a center. So if I just gave you a center point and a radius, that describes a circle. So let's suppose that my center is something like 1, 2. I like ones and twos. Maybe that's because that's how we start counting. And then we want to describe all the points that are maybe, let's just do 2 away, all right? That are 2 away from that point. Now, let's think about what the relationship between an equation is and a graph. A graph is actually a picture of something that with the equation. It's a picture of all the solutions. So graph is a picture of all the solutions to the equation. That means anything on the picture itself will satisfy some equation. Let's think about a point on, so every single point on here, let's call it x and comma y. X comma y should satisfy some equation in x and y. So if we see x and y in the equation and we get a solution, it's going to represent a point that's distance 2 away from 1, 2. So let's think of how that would go. We have a distance of 2. We know this point's 1, 2. And we know this point is x, y. So let's come up with an equation that describes exactly what we're looking at, or that will be satisfied by x and y. Well, there's a relationship we should already know by just thinking about the distance formula, or how to find distance, that is, using a right triangle. Now, what we do is we take the length of each one of these. How do you find the length of this? Let's think. The x-coordinate here is 1. The x-coordinate here is, it's just x, okay? It's just representative, a placeholder. We're just trying to describe a relationship of that value here for x. So we have x and 1. So what's the distance between x and 1? Well, it's the same thing as we did before. We just take the difference between the two, x minus 1. What about this length? We did using the same idea. We have a y value of 2, and up here we have a y value of just y. This distance would be y minus 2. Okay, so we should be able to come up with a nice formula now using what we know about the Pythagorean theorem. So we have x minus 1 and y minus 2. Oh, and we have a length of 2 here, and that's the hypotenuse. So Pythagorean theorem is legs squared plus legs squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. So this should look like x minus 1 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 2 squared, or equal to 4. So now we have a nice equation for a circle. This is called standard form for the circle. It's an equation. Notice that all the pairs x and y that satisfy this equation will be on the circle, because they'll describe points that are exactly a distance of 2 away from the center point of 1, 2. So, I mean, you can, and so if we had some solution, then that would work. Thanks for watching.